put in it. Honorable Speaker, it's very disheartening if a representative of a Gambian or this August Assembly representing Gambians standing in front of the Gambians to be exercising that we should not be preparing our country for war. God forbid, no ever country would like to go for war. But I think they don't even know the terms and the conditions of the military functions in the country. I believe I would like to refer the honorable member to the Constitution of 1997, Section 187, that indicate the principal functions of the National Army or Gambia Armed Forces. The principal functions of the armed forces are to preserve and defend the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of the Gambia, to aid the civil authority at their request in emergency and cases of natural disasters, to engage at the request of civil authorities and productive activities such as agriculture, engineering, health, and education for the development of this country. Honorable Speaker, I think Gambians, we need to be very realistic. Not every issue needs to be polarized or politicized by just want to be heard from the public. Security issues are very important issues. They are very paramount. Anytime we have to talk about the genuinity of it and the outcome of it. What are the Gambians expect from us? You cannot be just standing in floor, taking the floor, trying to be ridicule of every important sector of the development of this country. We need to do away from such a nature. I think with the case of Turkey, as previous speakers alluded, I think Gambia has been benefited from Turkey, and I think we will continue to benefit more from the Turkish. We are not preparing our men only for the war, but we want to capacitize them. We want to equip them. We want them to be more professionalism. We all are living witness from 1994 to 2016. We all know some of our military personnel, their own professionalism towards the civil society or to the civilians in this country was uncalled for. From 2017 to date, we would like to thank this government under the Ministry of Defense by preparing our men, their minds, to know that we are not an enemy to them. We want them to guard us, to secure the integrity of this country, not to be in war with the civilians themselves. We don't want the replica of what happened between 1994 to 2016. That's why this document is very important. To give the chance to the militaries to know their TOR, not knowing that they didn't know, but are they performing it? No, some of the trainings are lacking. So if such a nature or initiative has been taken by the government, I think we all should have applauded instead of bringing some issues which are uncalled for. The military training are not only to train them to be military personnel, but we want them to be more motivated and innovative. When whatever training they have acquired, anytime they come back home, we would like to see that innovation come in, and they have to inject that to the rest of those who don't have the opportunity to serve in those capacities. These are the responsibility of the functions of the military duties, and we would like to see that they did the favoritism to their other members. Not everybody will have the opportunity at a time. It hits once. But when you have it, when they go over, we will expect that when they get back here, we will see the result. It's not only that the military academic we need, but we need the innovation also. Whatever they learn over there, it needs to be back to the community. It needs to be back to the fellow military personnel. And we would like to emphasize also, the Interior Minister also be more proactive to get such a training from the Turkey. Because most of the time, the military interventions are the last resorts. The police are the community policers. We will always like them to be part of the community, but we want also for them to be the community management skills, whereby where the crises are, they need to be active professionalism. With their jurisdiction, they need to know how to handle the civilians. Not everything should be forces. But when people know their TOR and know their boundary, they can easily perform well without hurting the other part of this population. So therefore, my last intervention, Honorable Speaker, will be the ECOMIC. The ECOMIC. Yes, ECOMIC should be living by now, yes, as you've been saying it. But you know what? ECOMIC, they were here under the mandate of ECOWAS. I believe if the ECOWAS or the Gambia government feel like they don't need the service anymore, they will request for their redeployment. But we cannot be taking our security for granted. We all know that the security reforms have been going on that led us to this agreement with the Turkish. You have to exhaust what you're supposed to do before you allow ECOMIC to leave. But if anybody feel like ECOMIC need to leave, we are not ready as the government for them to leave us for now. We need their service, and still now we will continue to use their service. We all are a witness of the ECOWAS interventions in the world, especially in West Africa. Gambian militaries has been benefiting so much of this war. Nobody prays for the war. But our men have been benefiting such. They can do any kind of looking for favorism to get to this, how to call it, foreign missions. If those Senegals and the Nigerian Ghanaians here, we don't need them the time there was no issue. We need them when the whole world knows that. Gambia needs an intervention, but why we need them at a time? We believe that we have the militaries who doesn't have the military capacity, or they don't have the professionalism to face any such a crisis. Honorable Speaker, if we allow the ECOWAS to give us the chance for sanity to prevail in this country at the time of the need, which is 2017, we don't have to do injustice to ECOWAS or to ECOMIC by criticizing their men in this country. We are just having a crisis next to our neighbor, which is Senegal. Is Gambia an island? Anything could happen. But before releasing this ECOWAS back to their base, we will make sure that this country is fully secured by our fully men and military men and women to make sure that this country is safe to be governed by our own security. But for now, we have something to deal with. We want to capacitize our men. We want to equip them. We want them to be more professional to do what is necessary in this country before ECOWAS leave. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nominated Member Maimouna Sise. I now call upon the Honorable Member for Joshua.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also join my colleagues to thank the Honorable Minister for coming up with this kind of agreement. Honorable Speaker, looking at the agreement is like a win for the Gambia, and it benefits the Gambia more than Turkey. With regards to the agreement being signed since 2021, this one goes to the Honorable Minister. We are only in the second year. The 2 years that are already passed, what plan do we have to regain that 2 years? Will there be any understanding between the two countries to say, let's start the moment the first batch is sent, or is it that there is already a batch that's already been sent after the signing? That I want clarity there. Honorable Speaker, I think it's important we send our men for training, but we also look at different aspects before sending. not the ones like Honorable Sar who are almost aging, living, to be sent and come for 1 year, that's the end. We have young Gambians who are within the force, and they are qualified and well trained. I think, Honorable Minister, I will advise you to look at those young ones and send them for this training so that they can at least be remaining in the service than the outgoing ones that only have 1 or 6 months to go. Send them on training just to we have gone and come back. At the end of the day, they are living with that experience and knowledge. So my advice to you is to maintain those young ones. On our way coming from Morocco, I saw a young lady from the Gambia, she's from the armed forces. She was introduced to me by one of the NAMs here. Thinks she wants to get her master's or what, if I am right. She's a very young girl, Captain Jalika. She went for her master's according to the NAM. So I was very happy to see the young girl at that stage having her master's from the armed forces. So, Honorable Speaker and the Minister of Defense, I also advise you to also do the same thing. Go for the young ones who are ready to serve this country, to maintain them within the armed forces, and the ones who are almost about to leave because of their friends or their relatives that we compensate to say go train and come, and that's the end. It makes no sense. So let's look at those young ones, motivate them. At least the army can change, as we are saying that we are working on a reform. Bringing those young qualified ones will definitely help the army tomorrow. So let's see what we can do with those young ones. At least they can motivate the ones who want to join the army to know that there is now a package that can help you to be what you want to be tomorrow. Yes, we need to have engineers in the army. Yes, we need to have people who are also in the field of agriculture in the army. But the agreement is not about that. What is the agreement saying? About the training package based on A, B, C, and D. So if we are to talk about the agreement, or we want to something else from the agreement, is to at least task the minister to also go out of the box and see what he can do, and with other countries to see what they can do. Like going to China and negotiate with China to say, we need our men to come to you and to be trained on A, B, C, and D. Let's talk of agriculture. We are from China now, and then we have seen, China was developed through agriculture. So, Honorable Minister, this is a tax to you. You have your men there. I know China is helping you. Go and negotiate with them with regards to your men to go there and to be trained in the field of agriculture, to at least come and give us food self-sufficiency in this country. Honorable Speaker, I think it is time now, after agreements, when agreements are being signed and then brought to us here, we all attest to it and say it's okay. We act immediately and then do what's right. The moment we do it, there will never be a problem. But the moment we sign, it takes years. We come back again to ratify, or we come back again to renegotiate. Honorable Minister, 2 years is normal. It's not 1 day or 2 days. My advice to you is, if possible, try to negotiate to see how best that 2 years that has gone, how best we can have it back to see that the man that needs it they got it in the right way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Joshua constituency. I now invite the Honorable Member for Lower Salu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. And thank you, Honorable Minister, for making this brilliant agreement to the Parliament. Honorable Speaker, yes, Turkey has made a lot of help to our soldiers. Honorable Speaker, most members also, they said it's a win-win situation whereby we have more interest than Turkey. Honorable Speaker, the members have only highlighted the interest of Turkey's government to give to our means. That is learning skills and capacity building. But I want to question the minister on this issue. What are the advantages already we get little know-how on the advantage that our men are going for training, but the disadvantage of signing this agreement. And because anywhere you have seen, there's an advantage and disadvantage of anything that a man is going to. Honorable Speaker, Turkey giving training for our men is important, but there's two documents in my front. The other one is signed and the other one is not signed. And I'm asking the minister to enlighten me on signing one, because already the other one is signed and this one is not signed. So I don't know whether it's a copy to the original one. I don't know. Or you want to speak, Honorable Speaker? I guess if we are dealing with the signed one, then the other one, which is on sign, should be revoked, or better explanation by the minister also too. Honorable Speaker, if you check the signed one, yes, page 13.
Honorable member, we have please only note the signed one. It was originally the unsigned one was sent, and it was returned for them to send in the signed one. And then you now have the signed one. Just concentrate on the signed one.
Thank you, Honorable. Then means the unsigned one is revoked, right? Okay. Honorable Speaker, if you check, yes, I have two. Honorable Speaker, if you check page 13, settlement of disputes. May I read, Honorable Speaker? 1. Any dispute arising from the implementation of or interpretation of this agreement shall be settled through consultations and negotiations between the parties at the possible lowest level, and shall not be referred to any national or international tribunal or any third party for any settlement. I don't know which kind of dispute that you are talking about. We want you to, if this agreement is only concentrating on capacitating our people, which then this article, we want you to enlighten us on this issue, on this paragraph. If our men are going only for training, because here means that when there is any problem that occurs, you have to go in a law discussions before any international to chip in. I want also to enlighten us on this agreement better before we National Assembly members to do what has happened here. The agreement between EU, that's fishing agreement that we have regret for that we are owing our Gambian people. Please give us a better understanding on this agreement before we pass this agreement, because we are not, how to call it, security experts. You are here with your security advisors. Give us the real, how to call it, content on this agreement before we pass it. Honorable Minister, because I don't want to see whereby there will be an agreement passed. At the end of the day, we are insult outside that the National Assembly doesn't do their homework right, whilst we are misled by the technocrat. And I don't want no technocrat to mislead me, because I'm representing my people. I will not be just to be a lip mouth. No, I will not do that. I'm here to represent my people. Honorable Speaker, yes, we have to equip our people. Our defense is important. You and I, if we are able to sleep in our homes, when our men and women, young ones, are standing 8 hours or 4 hours, escaping their shift, those ones to be respected. And again, if the minister give us a clear doubt on this agreement, I will support it. For now, I will wait the minister give us clear doubt. I am not going to sign this at the detriment of our people, our young ones in the securities. I will not do that. I will agree if the minister give us clear doubt that is good for our people, then I will support it. Because we have to respect and empower our people. These are the security men. You and I will sleep at homes. They don't have enough sleep. At the end of the day, their take home is lesser. So we have to protect our young ones. I am in support if my doubts are well taken note. Honorable Speaker, when it comes to security issues, I will support it. Because I know how they are feeling and how they are suffering. But as our member says, the way they select their means is up to them. We will not determine or deter from them who to select, who not to select. But also, our integrity is also important. This, the settlement of this dispute, we want Honorable Minister to tell us clearly about this issue. And before I take my seat, Honorable Speaker, I also feel ashamed when a majority leader took a floor, neither listening to people, what people will say, but you take the floor and leave. It's a shame, because you are representing government business and policies and programs.
Point of order, sir.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker.
ECOWAS, I am on my floor. I am on my floor. Which order?
Yeah, it's an allegation on point of order.
Point of order. We are on the proceedings. We are on the proceedings.
Honorable member, is it point of order?
Yes, I'm reading a point of order.
Okay.
I'm raising on content of speech under clause 29, 5. No member shall
Check.
clause 29 subclause 5.
Okay, 29 sub 5.
No member shall impute improper motive or any other member. For saying that I left the chambers, I didn't listen to them, it's not a responsibility of me to wait and listen to intervention. I went out to ease myself because of I need the restroom. So does it really mean that I have to listen to intervention? The minister is here who is responding to your concern. I am not the bearer or the mover of the motion. So this thing doesn't really stand water. Thank you.
Yeah, honorable member for Lower Salum, it's not the honorable member for Kantora's responsibility to respond to what members say. It is tabled by the honorable minister, and the honorable minister is around, and members here go in and out without these things. I think and your comments were definitely a little harsh, unnecessary harsh on him. And I think you should withdraw that statement.
Honorable Speaker, he raised a point of order. You need to preside on that point of order first before you say all this, because
honorable member.
I'm coming. Allow me to come, please.
Honorable member, don't argue. I am making. Can you sit down? He's put up a point of order. We've all heard him. I'm making a determination on it. So please, can you withdraw that?
Honorable Speaker, I won't withdraw because I don't say any harsh word. Tell me which harsh word that I said. Then I will withdraw.
You alleged, as he rightly said, that he went out, he's irresponsible, one, because he went out and he never listened. Honorable member, can you withdraw your statement, please?
Honorable Speaker, I won't withdraw because I don't say any harsh word.
You said harsh words.
Now tell me which one I said. We are on record. Members are sitting down.
Honorable member, it's not for my members to determine that, it's for me to determine. You understand me?
Please.
Please,
Upon you.
withdraw that statement and you continue, please.
Honorable Speaker, if I'm going to withdraw this thing, you must tell me which harsh word I used to withdraw it.
Honorable
I will
member, I
withdraw
owe you nothing like that. What I'm saying, I've made a ruling. Can you please just withdraw those statements and we continue?
No, I cannot. I can continue on my debate. I cannot.
No, then if you cannot continue, you cannot stay in the chambers.
What for?
No, if you cannot withdraw,
argument you are-
honorable member, please,
No, no.
please. Honorable member, don't argue, please. Please, bear with me.
We are representing people. When I was elected by my people, you don't aware anything, Honorable Speaker. You are elected by somebody. Pick you in. You can't get me out on this chamber like that. What for? What did I do for you? Tell me. Which I'm representing my people. Tell me. Or you want to be a dictator? I'm elected by my people. You can't be there, sending members out for what? What did I say? What did I say? Tell me. If I'm going to withdraw, you must tell me what I'm going to say. Alfana, we fought for this thing, for this government, this democracy. We fought this democracy. Where were you when we are for this democracy? Nobody will put things on Senate, press on Senate. No, Honorable Senate. We fought for since 2016.
Point of
I was in
observation.
this fought.
Point of observation.
What did I say? You want me for? Mention.
Point of observation.
Do you try to be a dictator? Tell us.
Point of observation. Honorable member. Honorable Speaker. Honorable member. Honorable member for Lower Salum. Honorable, we are guided here by laws and regulations. One, take note of that. Two, when judgments are made, there are processes to go against it. It's not for everybody to say, I will not do this, or I will do that. Otherwise, we will not be here. And three, you see, as you talk to me as Speaker, you don't ascribe anything to Speaker. It's contrary to the standing orders we all signed to. It's not right. We tend to put those things aside, to forget it, to put it aside for people to understand. Those things are not correct. If you are a representative of the people, do right. Yes, do right. That's all we need. For all of us to do right. So if, what I'm saying is, you made a statement against somebody. After your explanation and his explanation and the standing order, I think you have gone to the extreme by ascribing to him something that is not his responsibility. And two, saying that he went out, he's going out and coming. How many members have gone out and come back? And he is not the mover of the motion. So the mover of the motion is around. Why do you have to ascribe something to him?
Honorable Speaker.
So no, listen, please. So what I'm asking you now is, please withdraw your statement. Withdraw your statement, please.
Honorable Speaker. you have said I allegate I make an allegation to Honorable the Majority Leader that he is not representing presenting this document. I said yes, but the role of the Majority Leader, all government businesses and program, he is the one who is leading those ones in chamber. I mean, take your standing order properly. What I'm saying here is, because the member for Fonyi.
Hey, sorry, all right, honorable member for Lower Salum. Honorable, we are not debating. Honorable member for Lower Salum, I am saying that the honorable majority leader did not table this motion here. He cannot respond to the motion. He can only contribute to the motion. All queries or observations will be answered to by the mover of the motion. And even there, the mover of the motion himself may be called by nature and he has to go out. We don't ascribe something to people for whatever reasons, especially if it is not correct. You are not correct. And please, please, I don't want to go into, honorable member, I don't want us to go into further discussions. Can you please withdraw your statement?
Mr. Speaker, there's no way
observation.
I withdraw this.
Observation.
If he is doing all this about process car, system of stock or whatever, then you can order him to withdraw it. But you cannot
Honorable member, are you not withdrawing? Somebody was talking.
Honorable Speaker, with due respect, I will not withdraw it.
Just hold on. Somebody was talking. Honorable member, are you not withdrawing?
No, I'm not going to withdraw.
All right, honorable members, reference to section 21 of the standing orders, 2,
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Please.
Yes. Honorable Speaker.
Please.
I want to.
Please. According to standing order clause 22(2).
Honorable Speaker, if before you rule.
Yes, somebody is saying.
Yeah, Honorable Jiba, yes.
Who is that?
Fonyi Councillor.
Councillor.
Yes.
Yes.
With your indulgence, please.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to appeal on this. As Honorable Member had said something with your indulgence and the Assembly. Can you please hear his narration and to that of the Majority Leader? Then we could be able to at least see a judgment in that. Because what we are in for, maybe he's also trying to narrate the functions of the Majority Leader in the Assembly, contrary to maybe alleging him moving or not ascertaining to sit on business. So I am appealing your indulgence so as for him to raise his concern. Then we move on before you make your judgment, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not opening up for debate, but what I'm saying is everybody has a responsibility. Everybody here. Majority, minority, member, everybody has a responsibility. But the specific responsibility for tabling this motion is not the Majority Leader. It's not. So the Majority Leader has no responsibility with the tabling of this authority. And 2, the Majority Leader going out and coming back is not the Honorable. You cannot refer to him as not responsible.
I don't. You are misquoting me, Honorable Speaker. You are trying to misquote me. Please. I'm not saying those things.
Honorable member.
We are on record.
Somebody is talking. Who? Serekunda West. Serekunda West.
Yes.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I think we can resolve this amicably. These utterances you've said are not offensive. Yes, it's not his responsibility. He didn't table it. That's not offensive. Now you said, he said he's irresponsible. He said he did not say that. And members are saying he did not say that. So I don't think there's a reason for him to be sent out. Please, Honorable Speaker.
No, honorable member for Serekunda. Honorable member for honorable member for Kantora. In your statement, why you move the point of order, what did you allege?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. I still go back to clause 29. When he was making a submission, he did reiterate that I've taken the floor, I've spoken. He is disappointed that when others are talking, I didn't stay and listen. Instead, I went out. Your disappointment in my side is not my responsibility. The minister is here, who is here to listen to queries and respond. So make your intervention and do not make remarks on me. It's based on that I call on section 29.5. No member shall improve.
I was trying to confirm, honorable member. He made no mention of your going out not being responsible.
No. What?
Honorable members, please.
I would not allege. Sorry, I would not allege anything. We're on record. I do not allege anything that he didn't say. What he was saying after his intervention, he was expressing his disappointment that I made my intervention, I left, I didn't sit and wait for him as a leader of government business. I said that it's not my responsibility to listen to members. I'm not here to listen to you.
It's not.
It's the minister. It's the minister that was here to listen to you and declare your doubts. I'm not the mover of the motion. And I have every reserved right to go and call for nation and come back. Simple.
Oh, observation, Speaker.
Observation.
Yes, honorable Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, I think here the point of contention that the Honorable Majority Leader is alleging what the member for Lower Salom have said. And you said something, he said he have not said that. I want to appeal on you first to allow the Honorable Member to say what he said and he withdraw. We proceed. Please, Honorable Member.
Observation.
I appeal that you allow the member for Lower Salom.
No, I am almost satisfied because from what the honorable members said for Kantora, in his statement when he made observation, if I have not misheard him, I heard him say that that's what he allegedly told him. But he is now saying that he has not said that. Yes, continue.
The majority owes an apology.
Honorable members, the issue is a ruling was made based on what I thought I heard from the majority leader and member for Kantora. It's not from any other member. And when the member himself now said, what he said now is that the allegation that he went out and he's not the mover of the motion. That's what he just said. On that basis, we now continue, we now allow the honorable member.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For that long marathon, then all of you are owing me an apology. Because I didn't say so. Yes, both of you owe me an apology.
Honorable
Speaker, allow me to come.
Honorable member, Lower Salom, please continue on the issue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we are representing our people, Honorable Speaker. You allow members to express their opinions, whether it's in your favor or not. You allow members to express their feelings and they are emotional. This is where we can build this nation. The heart of this.
You see, honorable member, I have told you, you must be guided by the standing orders. It's not for you to get up and say whatever you want to say. You understand me? Have I ever forced anybody not to say something? Do I prevent people from saying it unless you are wrong?
Yeah, because you sent me out.
So please go ahead, or you take the seat.
The entire 1.7 million or more than that government people are listening to this chamber. They thought it would make a difference because it's the heart of democracy built here in this chamber. Then whatever is going here should be transparent for betterment for our people, not for an individual. And that being that, Honorable Speaker, members talked about the ECOWAS issue here. What is ECOWAS?
Point of order. Honorable Speaker, point of
Are
order.
you ready with your debate on the topic?
Point of order. Honorable Speaker, I'm on point of order.
Honorable member, please, we should specifically go on to the issue. Please, your last chance, please.
I said members talked about ECOWAS issue. I said members talked about ECOWAS issue. Honorable Speaker, I said members talked about ECOWAS issue. It's a body that is governing the African states. But I have not seen no interest of ECOWAS building a peacemaker in our Africa countries. Honorable Speaker, there is no country that you will go, you find ECOWAS people living there deeply and secret laws where it happens, that state house, where you find ECOWAS people. You won't find it anywhere, Honorable Speaker. Our integrity is being compromised. Honorable Speaker, this country belongs to all of us. It's bigger than you and I. Honorable Speaker, if the truth is on the decks, we see how to solve that truth. But just being a political advocate to see you are defending on the other side, no. That will not move the country forward. Let's be frank, Honorable Speaker. To build our own means to save us, I think it's better. What will come to, nobody knows. Today, there is a fire in Senegal today, our neighboring countries. The essence of this ECOWAS, it was in 2016 when the former president refused to go. They thought that would be a crisis. There is a peace that is rooted in this country. Nobody will put this country into fire. Let's trust our people, our own men, better than trusting the foreign people that you thought they will help you. They won't. What will come to, who knows it? Now, if you have problems with Nigeria or Senegal, already they know the secret in your state house. Already they know the angles to how to call it, to penetrate you. Where is your defense now, Honorable Speaker? Where is your defense? When those, in fact, those economic embarrassing honorable members, our citizens, slapping them, beating them. Let's speak the truth. The sovereignty of this country is lies on our hands. And this chamber will make sure we regulate it. Honorable Speaker. You can't be only serving on the political platform or giving credit to things that are not unreal.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Honorable Speaker. Today, go to Senegal. There is no ECOWAS in Senegal today.
Yeah, somebody is talking.
Yes.
Opanyomi.
Yes,
You said what?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the.
Opanyomi,
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I'm here.
a point of
Point of order.
order. Okay.
Yes. Order 29-1. Honorable Speaker, every member shall restrict his or her observation to the subject under discussion. The subject under discussion today, Honorable Speaker, let us be very frank, honorable members. This is an honorable assembly. Let's be very frank. The subject under discussion today, Honorable Speaker, is the government of the Republic of the Gambia and the government of the Republic of the Turkey on military training cooperation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you are right, but it's not him. It started a long time, and we allowed it go. We cannot stop him now to prevent it. But those who talked about economics moving away had no bearing on what we were discussing. But we let it go, and most people contributed on basis of that. So we allow him continue.
Speaker, we need to regulate that now.
We need to Speaker, sorry.
Honorable Member Lower Salum,
If
can you
things are not
continue?
going in the right way, it's your right, Honorable Speaker, to address it.
Member for Lower Salum, can you continue?
Please, let me do my observation, please. I beg, please, I beg. Please. No, I'm making observation to my brother. No, he's going to allow me.
Honorable members, Lower Salum, please go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that ruling. Honorable Speaker, they just try to interrupt me. We are here since 2017. If somebody is on track, they try to interrupt you, but he cannot do it, Honorable Speaker. The essence of this, Honorable Speaker, not trying to belittle our own ECOWAS people, no. But what I am trying to put across is, today, our neighboring countries, there is a fight, I'm saying. You understand? And none of this, there was no ordinary session that was called for ECOWAS to go and negotiate what is happening in Senegal today. And we are families. When 2016, they don't allow us to sworn in. They first come in. Honorable Speaker. What I'm saying, I have not seen any relevant on this ECOWAS issue. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Lower Salum. I now invite the Honorable Nominated Member, Kewa Lang Fofana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. To start with, I would join my fellow honorable members in thanking the Minister of Defense for bringing such an important document before the National Assembly for ratification. Honorable Speaker, the importance of education cannot be overemphasized. And it is on that vein that I would like to start my deliberation with a quote from John Downsney. He said, and I quote, "Education is a social process. Education is growth. Education is not a preparedness for life, but education is life for itself." So now, how do we contextualize this to the daily life of the military personnel? Military is about regimentation. Military is about training. Military is about what? Education. If we do not give our men and women in uniform the required training, the required professional background, at the end of the day, we would not be able to receive their productive level at optimal point. So, Honorable Speaker, having gone through this document and having looked at the 25 areas of cooperation, I believe the document is fit for purpose, and I believe that it will help in the reform process of the Gambian military force. And I believe that if at all the agreement is utilized efficiently, the glory days will be back for the Gambia Armed Forces. Honorable Speaker, we have great men and women in uniform. They have never gone out in missions and failed to raise the flag of this country high. So whatever we have at our disposal should not be spared to motivate them, more so when it comes in areas of training and education. Honorable Speaker, at this point, I would also like to refer the House to page 9, clause 1, which is on the financial agreement, because this is an area of concern. Page 9, clause 1, financial matters. It says, the sending party, and if I'm wrong, the minister can rectify me, I believe the sending party here means the Gambia. The sending party shall be responsible for providing pay, allowances, salary, board and lodging, transportation, and other financial rights of guest personnel and guest cadets assigned for the conduct of training activities under this agreement. But if you move further to 2, it is saying, however, upon request by the sending party, the receiving party, if I'm wrong, again, the minister can rectify me, I believe that should be Turkey, shall decide about the guest personnel and guest cadets appointed for training and education, whether the following issues will be met and which conditions are necessary for these issues to be met. And if you go to page 10, it will list it down for you, from guest personnel to salary. Honorable Speaker, it's one thing sending our men and women in uniform, giving them education, getting their morals very high, but it is another thing meeting our obligations to them, making sure that their entitlements are what they are paid. So, Honorable Speaker, my question would be this. How do we reconcile clause 9.1 and clause 9.2? And if at all the minister can do it for the purpose of clarity, where would clause 9.2 apply? And where is clause 9.1 applying with special terms? Honorable Speaker,
Which one is 9.1?
okay, I would say page 9. Under financial matters now, it will be 1
Yeah,
and 2.
under you say clause 9. That's what I don't understand.
Okay, we can disregard the clause 9 and change it to page 9.
Okay, it's page 9.
Page 9, 1 and 2 under financial matters.
Article 12. Financial matters, huh?
I'm not good in Roman figures, but I can easily say financial matters 1, clause 1 and clause 2.
Okay.
That one I can say for sure that I'm right. Roman figures, I'm not very good at that. Can I proceed, Honorable Speaker? Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, at this point, I would like to make referral to what the Honorable Member Folaripunda Savage said. He raised a very fundamental issue. But for some reasons, I think his statement was misconstrued. And to back my points, I would like to refer the House to Section 187 of the Gambia Constitution. Section 187(2), it says, the functions of the army. It shall be the aim of the government and the armed forces to maintain harmony and to foster understanding between the armed forces and the civilian population. And to that end, Section 187(2)(b) says, the armed forces shall establish training programs for members at all levels, equip them with trade and programs of secondment to civilian occupation, so as enable the forces to return and after their service to a full and productive civilian life, and there shall be established an armed forces what? Reserved. Honorable Speaker, what the honorable member was trying to say is, let us diversify the functions of the armed forces. And we have good examples from Nigeria and Egypt currently. You go to Egypt, besides the armed forces, really concentrating on their traditional role of maintaining peace and security for the country, they are also what? Engaged in the food safety net provisions. There is no harm in encouraging the minister to go out there, use diplomacy, and come up with programs where the armed forces of the Gambia also can be engaged in the productive sector of our economy. Because we all know that Security will be the last thing you will think about if at all you are confronted with a hungry nation. And there is no country in this world that have developed without embarking on agriculture. So what we are saying here, Honorable Minister, is this cooperation is good. It is giving us the baseline. It is really what solidifying the already entrenched foundations of discipline and regimentation that have been instilled in our able men and women in uniform. But we are saying, let's broaden our horizon. Before in the Gambia, we used to have the Public Works Department. Right now, it is dead. The government is subcontracting everything. Everything. We have able men and women who are intelligent, they are bodily able, and they can be used in any trade. One section can be trained and prepared for any eventuality. But what is stopping us from using the other section also in other areas of what concern? I think food is a security risk. If we are saying our men and women in uniform are there to provide security, Honorable Minister, food self-sufficiency is a security risk. And we'll encourage you. We'll encourage you to go out there and see how best we can equip our men and women in uniform. Egypt is doing it. Nigeria is doing it. If you make research in other areas in the Pacific, they are also doing it. Because they know that the military are disciplined. Issues of corruption, you will not find it there. Issues of mismanagement are not there. So once you instill that drive, it will help this country a great deal to really start harnessing the potentials we have on the productive base of our economy. And in concluding, Honorable Speaker, I just hope that a point of order will not be raised on me, because I want to congratulate the Honorable Minority Leader from Brikama North for really dribbling the assembly today. We all know that the standing orders are clear. We are here to deliberate on the agreement between the government of the Gambia and that of Turkey with regards to military cooperation. But the Honorable Minority Leader and member for Brikama North was able to dribble everybody and swear attention to ECOWAS, ECOMIC, and whatnot. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I thank you very much. I'd like to take my seat.
Thank you very much, Honorable nominated member Keba Lam Fofana. I now invite the Honorable member for Banjul North. I now invite the Honorable nominated member and Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to commend the Honorable Minister for Defense for coming up with this very important agreement between the government of the Gambia and Turkey on military training. Honorable Speaker, all that have been highlighted by various members, including the member for Talinding Kunjang, shows how important this agreement is. And it's unfortunate that some members wanted to trivialize it and raise issues outside this agreement. When you look at the agreement, one would agree from 1991, during the Turkish Gendarmerie training team, that's the TGTT to the Gambia, and subsequent agreement that has been ratified by various parliaments. This agreement comes to bolster and improve on those agreements. And as we speak now, it's to formalize some of the current happenings between the government of the Gambia and Turkey in military training. We have recently received a good number of Gambians, dozens, who returned from Turkey. And annually, over hundreds of Gambian members of the Gambian forces, and also now the Gambia Police Force. As we speak, the defense of both countries are working tirelessly in completing an agreement to build and help equip a military academy and also a police village training, where all type of training from various cadres, from junior NCOs up to all levels of military ranks and also members of the Gambia Armed Forces. The honorable member for Woolly East talked about what the last parliament ratified here, and about the APCs that you talked about, that will help not only to bolster and boost our military hardwares and of course softwares, but also it will serve as a resource for mobilization for the Gambia Armed Forces. Because the APCs, when the country has an APC and other heavy hardware equipment, will be able to, once they are engaged in peacekeeping operation, it will be able to earn resources, monies for this country. And when you look at the field of cooperation between the Gambia Armed Forces and the Turkish government on various facets of military training, from which also include up to the level of PhD, not only maneuvering, tactical training also, but it will help improve and mold the members of the Gambia Armed Forces in their tactical operations, and as well as help also equip the Gambia Armed Forces personnel in the area of military materials, both hard and software. And the Honorable Member for Talene Kunja indicated we have to look beyond 1991. We are in 2021, but also in 2050 or 2030. The objective of the Gambia Armed Forces is to train and equip citizens who will be able to transfer skill into the younger generations of the Gambia Armed Forces. And not only that, but they will be able to improvise some of the hardware, even arms and ammunitions. They'll be able to produce some of the small one, I'm not so light weapon also that will have. And when you look at it, it's between the Gambia and Turkey. But of course, we all understand that as the minority leader and majority leader and all members indicated, the Gambia stand to benefit more than Turkey in this, in terms of training, in terms of the education, in terms of acquiring skills, acquiring the material, and even finances. You understand, we were made to understand by members of the defense force, the chief of defense staff, that most of those who are undergoing training in Turkey are in fact, to the contrary, are being financed by the government and people of the Republic of Turkey. And the chief of defense staff also informed us, plans are on the offing. The nominated member Keba Lang and others they are concerned, plans are on the offing to create an agricultural battalion and also engineering battalion. All this cannot be possible in the absence of well and skillful training that we tend to benefit from this. When you look at clause 1 on page 2, fields of cooperation, clause 2, clause 5, you go to page 3, on cooperation in the fields of training in logistics. They also will help us, give us logistics as we anticipate. And the primary roles and responsibility of the members of the Gambia Armed Forces and the Gambia Police Force are to defend and protect the territorial integrity of the country against both external and internal aggression. And the members of the Gambia Police Force are to maintain the internal security, peace, safety, and protect the life and properties of every Gambian. That cannot be done in the absence of professional, trained, and well-trained members of the Gambia Armed Forces and the police. Honorable Speaker, thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. May I now invite the mover of the motion to respond to issues raised and to wind up the debate.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to express my profound appreciation to all members of this August Assembly for expressing their support in this very important agreement between the Republic of Gambia and the Republic of Turkey in the area of military training cooperation. Mr. Speaker, I would also want to take this opportunity to inform members that beside this cooperation agreement, we also have an agreement in the area of defense with the Republic of Turkey. And under this agreement, the Republic of Turkey continues to provide substantial amount of resources for the Gambia. And in that agreement too, there is a military financial cooperation agreement where Turkey will provide each amount of resources for the procurement of military goods and services. This cooperation agreement that we are deliberating on has to enhance the earlier cooperation agreement on training. As the Deputy Honorable Speaker has already mentioned, the first agreement on training was in 1991, and that also we had seen that so many amendments were done to that agreement, sometimes in 1992 to 2000. This agreement has included so many important clauses to have the training cooperation agreement between the two countries. This is specifically on the training aspect of the relationship that we built between Turkey and the Gambia, this in relation to our military diplomacy with Turkey. Honorable Speaker, in trying to answer some of the questions raised by members, Honorable Member for Fonyi Councillor mentioned about the issue of page 3 on field of cooperations and exchange of visits and training of personnel. And one other area was the establishment of our fine institution, training institution at Fajara Barracks. In fact, that with the help of the training cooperation agreement then, we have seen that the Turkish gendarmerie training team established that training school. And this is so far the only training school that we have currently that we conduct all our training activities, thanks to the Turkish gendarmerie training team. We also receive enormous support and congratulatory message from all members with respect to the recently concluded presidential elections in Turkey. I want to thank all members that have shown appreciation. The Honorable Member also mentioned about the financial agreement or the allowances, how they are processed for those who have been selected to proceed to Turkey for their training. When we send personnel to go on training, if that particular program is not on gratis, members of the armed forces do also receive their allowances. However, we have to admit at some point that sometimes we receive delay in processing or having personnel to receive their allowances before they go out there to do their training. This is sometimes due to budgetary constraint. The Honorable Member for Jokadu also mentioned about the issue of how we prioritize our training of our personnel. What is lacking here is we do not have most of these fine institutions in our country. We lack the military academies where we train our junior leaderships, where we train our middle command level officers, and also our senior echelons of members of the armed forces. What we do, most of this training, whether it is at junior staff courses or senior staff courses, or better still at the national defense universities or national defense colleges, while you also go through those training programs and you are also certificated with diplomas, whether bachelor's, master's, or PhD. These institutions are not available. Most of the time, we source them outside. with our partner countries. But what we know that most of these academies that we send our fine officers and men, most of the time it goes along with cost. What we have realized with Turkey, there is a great deal of understanding with what we do with Turkey, our partnership and our relationship with Turkey. And most of these programs, we do receive a lot of support from Turkey. The Honorable Member for Busumbala also talked about the issue of having an effective and efficient military to introduce them to recent technologies, training and skills, and also by extension to the Gambia Police Force. I want to inform the member that also we have developed a security cooperation agreement between the Gambia and Turkey with respect only to the police force, Gambia Police Force. They also go to Turkey. There is what we call the Golbase Police Academy, where they receive their police training and then they come back and then continue their work. This cooperation agreement is also out there with the help of Turkey. The Honorable Member for Birkama North also asked why it has been so long to ratify this agreement. Honorable Member, I do not have the answers for now. This was since 2021, signed by my predecessor. I will still have to find out and come back and then see whether I can provide you with some responses. What I know that there were so many procedural arrangements that has been going on. The Honorable Member further mentioned about training our personnel also on the side of medical. We also have such kind of program with Turkey. We send our medical personnel to Turkey and they've been trained on because we also have an agreement with Turkey called the Agreement on Health and Medical Sciences. So we also benefit from such training in Turkey. Again, the member mentioned about having the security of our country to be fully in charge by our security agencies. Of course, you are aware, the Honorable Deputy Speaker mentioned, this is our constitutional mandate that we, as Gambia Armed Forces, we are charged with the responsibility to preserve, protect, and defend the territorial integrity of this country. This we do also with the support of our other sister security services. This is the main principal responsibilities of the Gambia Armed Forces, and the other mandates according to the Constitution is to civil authority in the area of when disaster strike, and also to engage into productive activities such as agriculture, engineering, health, and education. On the side of having our armed forces also to engage and create a battalion of agricultural unit to support and enhance agricultural productivity. This is something that currently GAF is engaging the Ministry of Finance and also the Central Bank. Already they are working on establishing an MOU to have this arrangement done. We are of the view that the Gambia Armed Forces, if supported, can also undertake that responsibility to complement government on the side of food self-sufficiency. On the area of having economic to leave this country, I continue to challenge members that this is the decision of the ECOWAS head of state and government and not my ministry. I have no authority whatsoever to ask ECOMIC to leave. Honorable Member for Combo East also mentioned about the support to the cooperation agreement. The Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji also talked about the agreement not being balanced, that the military should also engage into agriculture. I have already explained our positions with regards to to that. So to an extent of also saying that we are not preparing for war, why do we need to engage in such? Of course, we want to also understand that our reasons for the establishment of the armed forces is to defend and protect the territorial integrity of this country. So for him, buying military jets and warship platforms may not be necessary. But of course, the security of a country will warrant that everything that is important to support the armed forces to undertake such kind of responsibilities is key in national security. The honorable member for Yundum also talked about the amendment on the review, that is the clause that deals with amendment. Whether if there is going to be future amendments, whether it will be brought to the National Assembly. Of course, I think that is the procedure, but we will have to also find out what the diplomatic channels through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the legal opinions, the Minister of Justice advise on the subsequent amendment to this training cooperation agreement. The honorable member for Tallinn mentioned about the area of training on the side of cartography and hydrography. These are new training possibilities that have been included. And when you looked at the agreement also, there are other areas that at least the Gambia Armed Forces will be trained in the area of field of cooperation. Technology is now brought, so the chance that you have to train in these ones based on this agreement, I think is an advantageous side for the Gambia Armed Forces. Actually, what we know now, we're also engaging Turkey, at least to have some of our personnel also to be engaged in the Turkish industries, where at least this will help us to enhance the capacity of our engineering corps of the Gambia Armed Forces. Of course, on the military communication, yes, of course, in the army, we use military encrypted, form of communication. We do not 100% rely on the civil communication systems. The honorable member for Woolly mentioned about 1.2 billion that Turkey should provide. I am not quite sure whether I got that right. 1.6. I don't actually get the question right. So I don't know exactly what you are referring to about this 1.6 billion.
Honorable Speaker, the minister is seeking clarification from me. Can I give him the clarification? Can you allow me to give him clarification? Okay, thank you. Honorable, I was saying that in the Fifth Assembly here, we ratified an agreement where we should, the Turkish government is supposed to provide military equipment to our peacekeeping efforts. Which was in the first disbursement we've done was 1.6, but it was not. That was not the end. It's supposed to continue. So that's what I was trying to say. So that when we have those equipments, we'll be able to maximize our gains, our income from the peacekeeping efforts. That's what I was saying.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Yes, now I got it right. This was the provisions under the Military Financial Cooperation Agreement that Turkey would provide an amount of resources for the procurement of military goods and services. And under this, Turkey would support our desire to contribute to the international peacekeeping operation, United Nations peacekeeping operations. So that was the disbursement that was done. I think the amount was about 100 million Turkish lira. This was in respect of that. So the other question raised by the honorable member for Woolly was whether this agreement would be fully funded by Turkey. I was not referring to that. What I was saying was the 500 GAF personnel that were airlifted from here to Turkey on peacekeeping and other capacity building training. That program was estimated at 3.5 million, and the Republic of Turkey who provided all the resources. Gambia did not pay for that. The honorable member for Fonyi Diarol also mentioned about ECOMIC. I have already provided a response on that. Gambia Armed Forces will continue to maintain their mandate based on what has been spelled out in the Constitution. As for whether GAF will deploy in Senegal, I don't think I have any comments on that. Yeah. Okay, the honorable member for Joshua also mentioned about the agreement of 2021, which was signed, and then the delay. I think that also I'll provide answers, and also encourage that GAF should send the young ones for this particular program. We will continue to do that, citing the example of the junior officer captain who was sent to do his master's. I want to indicate that GAF has been, taking the great opportunity offered by Turkey and many other partner countries. And we do send our fine officers to go out there and then, have this training. And not only officers, also it applies to the other categories of rank, across the board, length and breadth of the armed forces. Suggesting also we should engage China. Recently, we've been invited by China also to join the China-Africa Peace and Security Forum. This also was done virtually. We have engaged ourselves in that forum. And now we are working with the ambassador to also have this opportunity to forge at least some form of cooperation agreement with China. The honorable member for Lower Salem mentioned about the disadvantages of this agreement. I do not see any disadvantages that this agreement is going to bring. But then, apart from enhancing and then uniting the two militaries in the area of military diplomacy, and also the support, enormous support we are going to receive from Turkey, aside that there is no problem. In the area where dispute may arise, of course, in any bilateral or multilateral engagement, these are clauses that you will always find. But I think this has been studied very well, and justice has been done to this by our legal experts and also our technicians that were handling this important cooperation agreement. Honorable Speaker, I think that is all I have, and the rest is just to thank the other members who have definitely expressed the desire to have this cooperation agreement ratified between the two countries. Once again, I want to thank Honorable Speaker and all honorable members for giving us the support to have this cooperation agreement finalized. On this note, Honorable Speaker, I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Defense. And we thank you for ably tabling your motion, and of course, addressing all the issues raised and concerns of honorable members. Thank you very much. And honorable members, though not controversial, it enticed members to partake in the debate. And the debate was very rich. Honorable members, thank you very much. Now, honorable members, be it resolved that this honorable assembly do ratify the agreement between the government of the Republic of the Gambia and the government of the Republic of Turkey on military training cooperation. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, I think we have one more item on the order paper, but I'm informed that it's already gone, it's almost going 3 o'clock, and then we will break off and then go for lunch and prayer, and then come back in an hour's time. Am I right? Honorable majority and minority and members, 1 hour's time is almost 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, we all be back. Is that okay? Woolley East?
I want you to allow me to move a motion without notice, with your permission.
Honorable?
Yes, I want to move a motion. I want you to allow me to move a motion. It's a motion without notice under clause 53K.
A motion without notice?
Yes.
No, but with the
Under
speaker's notice?
53K, just to allow our committee to have 1 or 2 meetings during the session. That's the motion about, because it's very urgent.
Can you say it loud, please?
Okay. Do you allow me to move a motion? I'm saying I want to move a motion so that the assembly will...